When the couple moves into their ideal apartment, they discover that their windows face the apartment next door, enabling them to observe the tumultuous relationship of the lovely couple that lives across the street. However, when they make an effort to discreetly intervene in their lives, they unintentionally start a series of events that will end tragically. The narrative begins with a charming young couple, named Thomas, and his partner Pippa, getting settled into their new flat and feeling happy. Just as things are heating up, the landlady interrupts them to sign paperwork. Later that night, as they converse, the pair notices an apartment directly across from theirs. They can plainly see a man photographing a woman, and subsequently, they entertain each other. The young couple finds it amusing to watch them, and when Pippa remarks that they are turning into spooky weirdos by observing their neighbor, they stop. Later, Pippa gets dressed up in a sultry one-piece. Finding Thomas sound asleep, she taunts him, but he doesn't wake up. Disappointed, she lies down next to him. The following day, Pippa had a conversation with her buddy, Ari. She informed Ari about the couple they had witnessed sharing intimate moments across from their apartment. Ari suggested she use binoculars, but Pippa thought it wasn't acceptable to observe them. In contrast, her companion thought that it was appropriate to observe them, as they might be exhibitionists. Pippa assists Dr. Sato in his role as an optometrist. Later, she received a bird feeder as a housewarming gift from the doctor. Upon reaching her house, Pippa noticed that Thomas was once again staring at the couple next door, so she followed him. They chose to give the couple a name, Margot for the woman, and Brent for the man. Pippa became disheartened once more after nothing transpired that evening. She headed to the kitchen for a drink of water, noticing that their neighbor was awake. After Margot had left the apartment, Pippa, looking at Brent's toned body, appeared to be turned on. The following evening, Pippa purchased binoculars so they could observe their neighbor, and discovered that Brent was with another woman. Initially, they only engaged in a photo session, but eventually, they also entertained each other. While Thomas looked on, Pippa fiddled with his privates. They switched places, and Pippa watched as Thomas gave her a backhand, finishing quickly, and apologizing. Pippa claimed it was fantastic, but when Thomas departed, her real feelings became apparent. As she observed the neighbor once more, they were still not done. After a while, Pippa discovered Margot had come and gave Brent a kiss. Pippa looked agitated. The following morning, the couple was talking with their buddies. Joni came to the conclusion that Margot was either Brent's wife or lover, and that he had cheated on her while she was out of town. They might simply be in an open relationship, according to Ari. Pippa wished she could hear their conversations. Joni explained that Thomas was capable of hacking a laser pointer to use as a long-range microphone. Pippa became inquisitive and queried Thomas about it. When they got home, Thomas explained the operation of the laser microphone to his girlfriend. He added that they needed a mirror behind their neighbor's window to reflect the laser back at them in order to do that. When they glanced at them, they noticed that their neighbor was hosting a Halloween party. Pippa claimed that her idea was flawed. After dressing up, the young couple left for their neighbor's apartment. After Brent snapped a photo of them, they participated in the celebration. Later on, Pippa got the mirror ready and placed it behind a figure facing the window. Their surprise was evident when they discovered that the person they were referring to as Margot was actually dressing up as Margot Tenenbaum. After some time, they set up the laser and had it reflected back to them. After making a few adjustments, they were able to successfully listen to their neighbor. They verified that the couple was indeed married and overheard that they were fighting because Margot had discovered that Brent was unfaithful. When Brent got upset, he assaulted his wife. The following morning, Margot goes to the eye clinic where Pippa works to get her eyes examined. It is revealed to her that Julia is Margot's true name. After the test, Pippa reports having bad vision. As they choose the glasses for her, the two begin to get close. Subsequently, when Julia asks if they can occasionally have coffee, Pippa responds that she would be delighted too. As Thomas is working on his recording, he discovers that Brent is taking pictures with another woman, so he sets up the laser microphone. While taking her photos, Thomas hears Brent making advances at her. Later on, the two entertain each other. That evening, Pippa informed her boyfriend about Julia, and they decided to hang out. Thomas called it crazy, saying he couldn't believe it. Pippa suggested that perhaps Julia needed a companion to talk to about her bad relationship. Thomas asks Pippa not to go with Julia and remarks that they ought to quit spying on their neighbor. However, Pippa is adamant and asserts that it is her moral obligation to inform Julia of her husband's infidelity. Thomas becomes enraged and says it's none of her concern before walking away. She peeked at the couple again. While Julia was very eager to play with her partner, he rejected her, so she was very upset. That weekend, Julia took Pippa to a spa. After they exchanged life stories, Pippa learned that Julia's husband's true name is Sebastian, or Seb. Julia claimed that although he is a well-known photographer, Seb loves her. He is a complicated person. Pippa kept watching their neighbors, and one day, she discovered Seb playing with two girls, and he discarded the candy wrapper in the garbage can. She used their neighbor's wireless printer to connect that evening. She printed Julia a message informing her that her spouse was unfaithful and pointing out that there was a used candy wrapper in the garbage can. When Thomas awakens and asks what she did, Pippa responds that she had too. When Julia discovers the candy wrapper, she becomes furious. Later, she grabs a knife and prepares to stab her spouse, but she decides against it. In a fit of rage, Thomas throws the binoculars. The following morning, Pippa apologizes to her husband and promises to quit spying on their neighbors. After their reconciliation, Pippa hugs Thomas, and notices that Julia is covered in blood, appearing to have taken her own life. Thomas sobs, and holds her responsible for Julia's fate. After splitting up with Pippa, he walks away. Pippa notices Julia's ordered glass. She dials her number and, sobbing, leaves a voicemail apologizing. She keeps observing Seb while he grieves and imagines herself consoling him. After Pippa spots him enter a bar, she follows him. After noticing Pippa staring at him, Seb sits down next to her and strikes up a conversation. He claims that he is in pain right now, but Pippa is able to reassure him by telling him a tale. Then, Seb asks whether it's alright to snap her photo. After some time, Pippa goes with Seb to his apartment. They have a typical photo session, before Seb instructs her to take off her clothes. After Seb seduces her, they have fun. This leads to them entertaining each other. When Thomas gets to their apartment, Pippa is nowhere to be seen. After drinking his chlorophyll water, and finding it to be unpleasant, he dumps it into the bird feeder. He observes that Seb is having fun with another lady once more. So, he uses the binoculars, and discovers that his girlfriend is the one who is sitting on top of him. After that, Thomas is devastated. The following morning, when Pippa returns to their apartment, she discovers that Thomas has hanged himself. Pippa is inconsolable, and laments for several days. Pippa shares all of the events with her companion. Ari assures her that she is not at fault for this. To help her move on, she recommends that she meet with Seb. They visit Seb's photo exhibit. While Seb is on stage, he introduces his project partner, who turns out to be Julia. Pippa is surprised to learn that Julia is still alive. Julia proceeds to reveal the topic of their display, which is the tragic story of Pippa, a young lady. Pippa is terrified to see a picture of herself from her naked photo on display in the show. Seb reveals that Pippa and her partner reside in an apartment that they own. He goes on to display photos he took of the couple without their knowledge. It is revealed that they were always aware that the pair was spying on them and had set up a microphone in their home. The photos also depict the couple's sad demise. Pippa sobs on her way home. The following morning, as she prepares to move out, she takes down the bird feeder, and discovers dead birds directly beneath it. In an interview, Seb discloses that the leasing agreement allows Pippa and Thomas to monitor them in exchange for Seb and Julia watching them back. That evening, before entering the apartment, they saw their favorite wine. The two celebrate with the wine. Eventually, they receive a message from their wireless printer. It's from Pippa, and she says she knows who killed Thomas. They found Pippa's location, and she suddenly ran when she noticed the couple looking at her. The couple tried to reach her, and as Pippa ran away, they chased after her. She leads them to the optical clinic, where they confront her. She tells how she discovered Julia drugged her boyfriend's chlorophyll water, causing him to pass out. Julia portrayed Thomas as having committed suicide. Julia asks Pippa if she has proof, and Pippa answers no, but Julia then feels strange and faints. Pippa discloses that the wine they drank came from her, and Seb passes out as well. She places the couple on the LASIK machine, and burns their corneas. The film concludes with the couple, who are now both blind, and Pippa watching them through the binoculars, and then she leaves. For more videos similar to this, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Thank you for watching.